Hello, my name is Chelsea Amert and I will be presenting the instructional procedure known as question-answer relationships. Question-answer relationships are beneficial to students of all ages. Teachers use this procedure to teach students where they are likely to find answers when reading a text. This procedure is completed after a text has been read. It can be done individually, in small groups, or in a whole class setting. When teaching this method, teachers introduce the different areas in which the answer to a comprehension question can be found. The answer can be right there on the page, between the lines, or beyond the information in the text so that the students are better able to answer it. There are 4 different types of questions and the kind of thinking required to answer them. The first type of questions are the right there questions. Here, the answer is in one sentence of the text, and the question and answer usually have the same wording. Answers usually are one-word or short phrase responses. There is usually only one right answer to right there questions. The second type of questions are the think and search questions. The answer is found in several parts of the text. The question and answer have different wordings. The answers are also usually short. The third type of questions are the author and me questions. Here, the answer to the question comes from both clues in the text and students' prior knowledge. Students must synthesize the text to fully understand the question. The final questions are the on my own questions. The answer comes entirely from students' prior knowledge. These questions require inferential and evaluative thinking. Answers do not require information from the text, but do require that students make some type of judgment about or relate to the topic of the text. The first 2 types of questions are classified as in the book questions because the answer can be found right there in the text. The second set of questions are referred to as the in my head questions because the students must use prior knowledge in order to answer them. Now we will go over examples of the 4 types of questions. An example of a right there question is, who is the main character? A think and search question would be, how did the character return home? An author and me question would be, would you have made the same choice the character made? And finally, an example of an on my own question is, do you know what it's like to feel sad? There are 5 steps that you must follow in order to complete the QAR procedure correctly. For the first step, the students will read the questions first. This will give them a preview of what they are going to read. Next, the students will predict how to answer the questions. The students will refer back to the 4 question types and the thinking needed to answer each. For the third step, the students will read the text. The fourth step requires the students to answer the questions. They will reread the questions, figure out where to find the answers, and they will write them down. The fifth and final step requires the students to share their answers. They will read their answers aloud and explain how they answered them. Students use the QAR procedure when reading stories and informational texts. They also use this procedure when reading textbooks. Teachers even give the students opportunities to write their own in the book and in my head questions. Why should we use this strategy? Students often follow an extremely literal or in their head approach when answering questions about what they have read. Understanding question-answer relationships helps students learn the kind of thinking that different types of questions require, as well as where to go for the answers in the text. It encourages students to be more efficient and strategic readers. Teaching students about question-answer relationships can help them to ask effective questions as they read and respond to the text. Teachers use questioning strategies to guide and monitor student learning and to promote higher-level thinking in their students. Teaching students the QAR strategy encourages teachers to be aware of, and it is hoped, improve the types of thinking they are requiring of their students. Understanding how the question-answer relationship works is an important component of comprehending text. This procedure is also beneficial to English language learners. When they reread questions, then read the text, the repetition helps reinforce what they are reading. In conclusion, question-answer relationships are extremely beneficial to both students and teachers. Students learn where to find answers to comprehension questions, and the procedure also helps teachers improve the types of thinking required of their students. I hope this information has been helpful to you.